So one of the things that's on everybody's mind is the East Palestine train derailment and how there was a massive chemical fire after that. Tens of thousands of animals, mostly fish, have been killed as a result of being poisoned by this chemical fire. People are experiencing symptoms and are getting sick. It's real problems that we're dealing with here. Well, I was surprised to learn, and maybe I'm naive, maybe I'm silly for being surprised, but I was surprised to learn just how bad this is around the country, because apparently we have a chemical accident every other day. Now, I don't think each one is nearly as bad as what's happening here in East Palestine, but doesn't mean they're good. All right, so here, let me give you some more. Chemical accidents are happening across the United States with striking regularity. The Guardian has warned after analyzing statistics from the EPA and nonprofit groups that track data. According to at least one estimate, the accidents are occurring an average of every 2 days, reported the newspaper, which took a look at the statistics in the wake of the toxic train derailment earlier this month in East Palestine, Ohio. 10 of the cars were carrying vinyl chloride, which spilled onto the ground and erupted in a plume of smoke that forced community evacuations. U.S. accidents analyzed by the newspaper included chemicals released in train derailments, truck crashes, pipeline ruptures, or industrial plant leaks and spills. Yeah, so none of that sounds good. None of that sounds good. And when you have something like a pipeline rupture, it's like, okay, is it going to poison the water? Industrial plant leaks and spills, is that going to poison the water supply? Is that going to mess with, farms that might be in the region? There were more than 30 incidents in the first 7 weeks of 2023 alone, according to the Coalition to Prevent Chemical Disasters, about one every day and a half. Last year, the coalition tallied 188 incidents, up from 177 the previous year. The organization has counted more than 470 incidents since it began recording the accidents in April 2020. The accidents varied widely in severity, but all involved dangerous chemicals, The Guardian noted. Among one of the worst recent accidents, more than 100 people in Atchison, Kansas, were treated for respiratory problems, and schools were evacuated following a leak in a beverage manufacturing facility that created a chemical cloud over the town. See, I didn't even hear about this. I didn't even know about this. This is a huge story. In December, a portion of the Keystone Pipeline in rural Kansas ruptured, flooding nearby land and waterways with 588,000 gallons of crude oil. The cost of the difficult cleanup, which is still ongoing, has been estimated at nearly $500 million. All right, I'm going to say the most obvious thing anybody's ever said about this issue ever, which is, for the love of God, the answer is more regulation. This is crazy. This should be the nail in the coffin to the whole conversation about neoliberalism and deregulation. This is what that gets you. This is what that gets you. Now, they pretend and they act like it's all red tape and it's all burdensome and the regulations, just get in the way of us doing our job right. No, they make you do your job right. They make you act in a more safe manner. Protect the environment, protect the people around you. Because when you don't have stringent regulation, when you don't have a cop on the beat, look at what happens. Look at what happens. And of course, the corruption has hollowed out our government, so they don't want to regulate them. That's what happened with the train derailment. Trump with his deregulation, Biden and Mayor Pete sitting on their asses and doing nothing while they were in office to fix this, to put it back in the other direction. Man, this just shows you, yet again, Ronald Reagan was wrong with his philosophy. And then every post-Reagan president has been wrong to continue it to one extent or another. You need the regulation. You need the government involved. And that's me being kind, because my real position on a lot of these industries is that they should just be nationalized, right? The oil industry definitely should be nationalized. That's our oil. It's coming out of public land. That's ours. That should be nationalized. Rail definitely should be nationalized. But even for the industries that shouldn't be nationalized, even for them, you need strict regulations. But the government has been so captured by corporate interests that the regulators do the bidding of the corporations, which leads to this, a chemical spill every other day. Who knows how many tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of people are going to be impacted as a direct result of this? Who knows how many people were sentenced to an early death because of some of these chemical spills, because of what happened in East Palestine, etc. I shudder at the thought. But this is inexcusable, to say the least. All right, guys, that's the show. I love y'all very much. Sorry we're ending on such a sour note here. I don't want to end on this note, but this is our last story. Do me a favor, everybody. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 1 million. We're close. We're close. We're close. If everybody who watched the channel hit the sub button, we'd already be there. So do your brother a big favor. Hit that sub button. Click that bell icon so you get a notification every single time a video drops. I deeply, deeply appreciate that. You can check out our full show on Patreon. Every day we have a show. Go on over to Patreon, and you could listen all in one shot. You don't have to, like on YouTube, click all the different videos and whatnot. And much love to everybody who supports the show on Patreon. You guys make it work. Links in the video description box below. Please click that and consider supporting if you haven't yet. I've never talked to an advertiser. I never will as long as you guys support this show. So link in the video description box below. Consider it a tip, $5 a month or whatever it may be. Again, much love to everybody who supports this show. And then what else I got for you? Crystal Kyle and Friends, man. Thank you for everybody who supports Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. Have a very special episode of Crystal Kyle and Friends coming up this week. Very special episode. It's going to drop a couple days later than usual, but there's a very good reason for that. You're going to see why and what's going on with it. Sign up on Substack. You're going to want to watch this as soon as it comes out. I promise you. Anyway, I guess I'll leave it on that nice little tease. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace. If you want to see me and Crystal Ball interview legends like Noam Chomsky, Cornel West, and more, subscribe to Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. $5 a month gets you the video version a day early. Remember, we take 0 ad dollars for this podcast. Or you can sign up on Substack for free and get the audio version a day later. Link in the video description box below.